The Tarrant To and Through Partnership, T3, aims to ensure more students in Tarrant County obtain a post-secondary credential and that each student has the training and skills they need to thrive in today's workforce. This local partnership is anchored by a dedicated backbone staff focused on serving our students and families in Tarrant County.
So the Tarrant To and Through Partnership is established with a variety of people in our community that are invested in the future of Fort Worth and Tarrant County. Ask yourselves, are all our children able to succeed in the same ways? The answer quite simply has been no. But what I'm most excited about is I feel this momentum across our community for the first time in a very long time where everybody is pulling in the same direction.
This is a personal mission. This is the story of my family. This is a story of countless of families that are like me and look like me. And for me, that is the driver. Post-secondary success is ultimately getting to and through college or post-secondary credential and being successful in your career, because that'll give you the tools necessary to affect change for your family and also for generations to come. In addition, it'll give you the capacity needed to affect change in our world today.
This is an important partnership and the mission is critical. Education is one of the best predictors of long-term success. And so it's important that we have initiatives like this to invest in our students for many years to come. Success of the T3 partnership is equivalent to long-term success for Tarrant County. An educated society brings forth a host of advantages that otherwise may not be available. It's time to break the cycle of poverty, and education is the main key to doing just that.
This partnership will allow our students the opportunity not only to go through college, but to receive support all the way through. I think it is going to be a game changer here at Dunbar High School and also all the other students that are going to receive this benefit.
As a first-generation college student, I had very limited resources to pursue higher education. I had someone, an advisor, who truly believed in me and walked me through the whole process. I am now, as an advisor, paying it forward. I truly believe that we need to inspire our students to know their passion and then help them navigate through the process to follow their passion.
After high school, I'm planning on applying to the United States Naval Academy and the Corps at Texas A&M. It takes dedication, hard work, motivation, and the willingness to do whatever it takes to succeed. Everyone is capable of success. They just need the proper support and resources to achieve whatever goals and aspirations they want to achieve.
Regardless of their backgrounds, regardless of their family troubles at home, regardless of what school they go to, we know the students sitting today in our classrooms in Tarrant County, they truly are the future workforce of tomorrow. We're confident that we can pour our resources into those very students to make sure Tarrant County is brighter and better tomorrow than we've ever been.
Post-secondary success is freedom.
Hope.
Possibilities.
Happy. It's accomplished.
Opportunity.
The T3 partnership is dedicated to improving student outcomes in 3 primary areas. Number 1, graduating more students from high school who are college, career, and military ready. Number 2, helping more students enroll in a post-secondary pathway with confidence. And number 3, empowering more students to persist by earning a degree or credential and entering the workforce with the skills they need for a successful career. To learn more or get connected, visit t3partnership.org.
So happy to be here and be able to share a little bit about professional and personal passion. I think my life's work has been dedicated to serving and supporting students and ensuring that every student has the opportunity to reach their fullest potential. So I want to thank Dr. McCuistion for her kind introduction and setting the stage for what we're going to discuss and talk through today. I'm Natalie Williams, Executive Director of T3 Partnership, and very happy to be here with members of my team. And so on behalf of the entire T3 team, I just want to thank you all for having us. There are a couple of folks that I want to just acknowledge specifically. We have Sarah Temple, who is our board chair. We have Dr. Bill Coppola, board member and president of Tarrant County College Southeast Campus. Have to make sure I get these campuses right, still learning that. And then we also have Mercedes Bolen. And she was just here. There she is, she's moved. She's board member and VP of External Affairs and Community Relations at Hillwood. So thank you all for being here to support us. really quickly, before we dive into the panel, I wanted to just set the stage and frame some of the statistics that I think are really important for us to think about that grounds us in why community relationships and partnerships are really important. It truly is T3 and the partner institutions of higher education, our ISD partners, it's a community investment. And so when we look at the specific stats, one of the things that I think should stand out to you is that there's a gap between the number of Tarrant County adults who possess a post-secondary credential, which is 39%, and the industry demand for a post-secondary credential, which is 65%. What's startling is that the gap continues to widen for Tarrant County students. 77% of students in the 8th grade cohort did not complete a post-secondary credential within 6 years of high school graduation. For economically disadvantaged students, the gap intensifies to 86%. So when you think about those statistics and the mission of T3 and the power of partnership, Mayor Parker, I think, stated it aptly, that we want to ensure that all students have an opportunity to get the most out of their education and see those pathways to financial and family sustainability. When we look at our connection continuum on the next slide, what you'll see is that the work of T3 actually spans a decade. We're committed to leaning into parents and their families through our parent engagement pillar. We look at post-secondary advising and support to help students navigate how you take the pledge, what are those commitments, what are those possibilities and opportunities that are open to you. Mentoring and workforce development is another one of our core pillars. We recognize that students having a mentor to help them navigate that first career pathway or that internship when they're in college is critical and important as well. And then finally, completion. College and career success is dedicated to persistence. So when you look at that decade of time, it's a commitment. It's a commitment we make as T3. It's a commitment that our institutions of higher education make. It's a commitment that our ISD partners make. And it's truly a commitment that the community makes as well. So with that, we'll talk about some of our district partners. We're thrilled to be continuing in partnership with Fort Worth ISD and excited to announce our new partnership just this year with Crowley ISD. And in terms of our higher education partners, you'll hear from one of them here today, actually two of them. We have got TCC, we have Tarleton University, TCU, Texas Wesleyan University, Texas Women's University, UTA, UNT Denton, and UNT Dallas. All right, it is time for us to bring forward our amazing panelists to talk about the important connection between education, workforce development, and how these unique leaders are really leaning in to not only support T3, but to support the entire Tarrant County community. So when I call your name, please feel free to make it to the stage. First is the Chief Innovation Officer for Fort Worth ISD and a T3 board member, Dr. David Sines. And next we have Interim Chancellor for the Tarrant County College District, Dr. Elva LeBlanc. And then last but certainly not least, we have our third panelist is President of Tarleton State University, Dr. James Hurley. I tried to navigate, like, do I want to stay here so I can see everybody? I'll probably stay here because it's easier for me to see. Okay, all right, I'll try to go in the middle. I'll navigate here. Can you all hear me okay? Perfect. So I think we're going to start it off. So first of all, thank you so much for being here and just sharing your perspective and sharing with us the importance of all of us working together to lean in for our students. Can you hear me? Testing, okay, all right.
Test.
There we go. I'm not talking into the mic. Okay, I'll do a little bit of a better job. Want to swipe? Okay.
They need to hear.
Is that better? Oh, wow. So it was the mic. Okay. So Dr. Sines, we'd like to start with you. As we talk about education and workforce development, Fort Worth ISD is a strong partner in deepening, our connection with students with advising. But when we think about filling the talent pipeline for employers, that's a big part of the equation. Can you talk about how Fort Worth ISD is preparing students for this next stage in their career path and journey?
Sure, thank you, Natalie. I think it can start off with some simple thoughts first. Is we had Texas Wesleyan here earlier. We have Tarleton State. We have TCC. That collective will and collective impact leads to our collective success. So it's really that collaboration that we're doing here in Fort Worth ISD with these organizations and many others to provide our students a pathway that moves from our students learning and being aware of their potential career path to exploring it in middle school to them being ready for it once they come through high school. And I'll give some specific examples of what that looks like along the way. Self-admittedly, our readiness component in high school is where we focused through the work of T3, through Tarleton, with work with Tarleton State, Texas Wesleyan, TCC. One specific example can be our early college high school programs. Just 4 or 5 years ago, we only had 3 standalone early college high school programs where our students are starting in 9th grade and graduating with their associate's degree. We have every year, back then, about 250, and that number has slowly risen since then. Well, today we have 15 early college programs and over 2,000 students enrolled in those programs as well. We have early college programs with TCC, and we have an early college program with Texas Wesleyan. That's one example of that high school readiness pathway. In career and technical education, so our students learning about engineering, learning about logistics, culinary, teaching, various programs and pathways. We have 25,000 students from 6th through 12th enrolled in programs that will provide the students the skills they need to be successful after they leave high school and they join some of the wonderful institutions that are here with us. So all that is to say is creating pathways and opportunities is what we've done in Fort Worth ISD with our partners to create that vision for our students and put them on the right path. Right, and that is supported through strong academic enrichment. And if you've been seeing our scores that have recently come out, Fort Worth ISD has made some good progress. We're now a B district, and it starts there, right? And then it starts also with making sure those pathways that I've talked about through career and tech, early college are relevant by working with our community. We've worked with the Fort Worth Chamber to make sure that we talk to our business partners and our programs match the needs of our city. And then, of course, with that, is through investment as well. With our bond work, we've invested into our facilities. We can have all these wonderful pathways, but if our students are not experiencing the same work environment that they're experiencing when they go out into the world, it won't make that much of a difference. So if you go to our high schools now, and some are still under construction, you'll see state-of-the-art labs, from a smart hospital over at Trimble Tech to a state-of-the-art culinary lab over at O.D. Wyatt and over at Northside High School. Those labs are an important piece of what we do. So through collaboration, through strong academics, through making sure our students have a path that they want to be theirs, and making sure that we support that path through investment from the community, that's how we feel and we know that we're being successful with our students, Natalie, because just 4 years ago, according to the state, we had 32 students that were earning their college and career readiness credential. Now we're at 60%. And so that progress is being made, and it's thanks to everybody in the room, thanks to our partners, and thanks to T3 for all the work you've done, not only provide that support for our students to know the path, but to also identify ways to finance that path, and to provide that guidance to the investment of the the TCU advisors, and all the work that T3 has done. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you, Dr. Sines. You've set up beautifully the power of partnership and collaboration, especially the work with Fort Worth ISD and TCC. And I want to make sure that we get these powerful statistics right. So, Dr. LeBlanc, we know that Tarrant County College is one of the largest higher education institutions in Texas. What's amazing is that in 2020 to 2021, that academic year, the college awarded more than 8,000 degrees and certifications. With nearly 60% of T3's first cohort attending TCC last year, what do you think is the importance of the focus on college readiness and closing that workforce gap?
So thank you, and thank you for inviting me. This is really loud to me, but anyway. So this is very exciting because Tarrant County College has always partnered with the public schools and the universities, and we see ourselves as the liaison that ensures a seamless transition for all of the students from the public schools to college, to universities, and on to the workforce. And T3 is simply highlighting our ability to partner with everyone. We've always done it, and we're just getting better and more disciplined about it. So when David talks about our early college high school and dual credit, when we started with the early college high school, we had just kind of fallen off the turnip truck, David, and we figured it out, and they're a huge success. In this last year, we had over 500 early college high school students graduate with an associate degree before they got their high school diploma. That's a sea change because the majority of those individuals would never have gone to college. And when you consider that over 8,000 students graduated with a degree, of those 8,000, 55% come from disadvantaged backgrounds. So if you want to address the poverty issue, et cetera, it's through education that you pave that way. Our partnership with the public schools include the early college high school dual credit T3. In addition to that, our faculty meet and work in concert, which is really special and unique, and it speaks to the quality of our faculty and the willingness of everyone wanting to share information, and that's critical in making things happen. The same is true with our university partners. So Tarleton, we've had a long history with Tarleton and pathway programs so that our students continue their education if they so wish, not only at Tarleton, but all the other partners that you listed in T3. So this is another exciting way that we can continue supporting the workforce, the current and future workforce of Tarrant County. Huge successes. I will say that a majority of the students that are in our dual credit, early college high school and T3 are continuing on to the universities, and they're very successful because they are taught how to become college students. It's a skill that you acquire, and our faculty make sure that they learn those skills. So when we interviewed some of our students as they were transitioning, and we said, what was your experience at Tarrant County College? And they'll say, you know, the first semester, I thought everyone was really tough on me, and I was expected to be my own advocate. I was expected to study, and that was really hard. And now I understand that those professors that I thought were mean to me were really my best friends. And I appreciate that they set a high bar for me, but they also provided high support. And that's the philosophy that we follow as we serve the students from this lens of being student ready in support of them.
Thank you. One of the things that you said that really stuck out to me is just when we think about the 60% of those students that are completing these certifications and credentials and the backgrounds that they come from, and we talk about breaking the cycle of intergenerational poverty, we look at what a family sustainable wage is. That's about $73,000 a year. And so looking at certifications, industry credentials, associate degrees as additional pathways to break out of that cycle of poverty, it just creates and opens up all of those opportunities for students. So I'll turn now to Dr. Hurley. Dr. Hurley, I had an opportunity to be on campus and sit down and talk with you. And one of the things that you said that is still very impactful for me to this day is you talked about your experience as a first-generation college student. and how that truly informs the work that you do and the passion behind it. So with connecting that a little bit to our theme and workforce, I'd love for you to just share how that experience informs your work and the way you approach student persistence.
Well, let me start by saying how important Fort Worth ISD and Tarrant County College is to Tarleton State University. As many of you in this room know, Tarleton State University has been part of the educational DNA here in Fort Worth for north of 40 years. We've been here a long time. And it started with one single program in medical lab sciences. And I think, Karen Murray, we had roughly, 8 students when Dr. Lamar Johansson launched that program here. And now we've grown to over 2,500 just at our Fort Worth campus alone. And it's because of this partnership. Also, roughly 35 to 37% of our students come from the Metroplex. Tarrant County is our largest county that provides the number of students to Tarleton, and we're among the top 5 fastest growing public universities in the country. So it's because of these partnerships. We saw Tarrant, T3, Tarrant through and through, we saw that partnership aligning best with Tarleton State because 50+% of our students are first generation. Last year's numbers were 54%. We started our first day of classes yesterday, so that data is still trickling in. We will be north of 50% again. We had the largest, most diverse freshman class, the largest, most diverse student population. And we want to align ourselves with ISDs, with community college partners, and with educational partners that are aligned with opportunity and access. When John Tarleton founded Tarleton State 123 years ago, it was all about opportunity and access. And as a first-generation poverty product from the hills of East Kentucky, it's very, very important that all of us not forget the essence and the power of higher education, whether it's with an institution like Texas Wesleyan, TCC, or Tarleton State. It's important. It's very, very important. And so that's why we wanted to attach ourselves to T3 when Dr. Kapp and Mayor Parker and those individuals came to visit with us. It was a no-brainer, right? We wanted to be aligned because what T3 is about opportunity and access and ensuring that the students from Crowley and from Fort Worth ISD have an opportunity to succeed. Because here's what all of you need to understand as business owners. Texas is one of the few states, in fact, I think statistically we're only one of 3 states that have more high school graduates over the next 10 years. 46 to 47 states will lose high school graduates over the next 10 years, and some of those in a significant manner. In particular, contiguous states to Texas, those states are coming to Texas and they're poaching our high schools, and they're taking some of our best and brightest students back to their states because that's how they backfill enrollments and, of course, enrollment support budgets. And so if you think about states like Oklahoma, New Mexico, et cetera, they're spending an enormous amount of time and money and effort in Fort Worth, in Tarrant County, trying to extract our intellectual capital, our students. And they're not coming after the bottom 50%, they're coming after the top 10%. And so as we lose a top 10% student out of this area, it's called the brain drain conundrum. We all have to be focused on that. That's why this partnership with T3, I believe, is the most critical partnership that we have going in Fort Worth to ensure that we are able to produce a sustainable workforce. So that's why it's important for you as business owners to support T3. If you're not, shame on you, support T3. Natalie did not pay me to say that, but it is very, very important because the brain drain conundrum is real. And we saw that over the last 2 to 3 years because of COVID. It's all about access, opportunity, but keeping our students here. That's really important. I did not answer your question, but
You did answer. You did.
I did put a great plug in for T3.
Put a great plug.
There's that, right?
Yes, there is that, and I don't have to do my conclusion any longer, so that's wonderful. Yeah, it's already been done, so that's perfect. What I think that you all have been able to see is just the power of community investment. And so when we talk about community, it's not just higher education, ISDs, it's the entire community. It's businesses, it's all of us working together to create these pathways to economic prosperity for students who are really looking for it. And at T3, we want to help them navigate to find that best fit opportunity. And for some of them, that is 2-year, 4-year. Others, it's, I want to go ahead and get my associates right in high school so that I'm ready and prepared to enter the workforce. So we want to make sure that we're making those connections. I know, how are we doing on time, Dr. Cap?
Not well.
Not well? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Since I took all of our time. They're friends here, you can see. They work very closely together. We're going to give, I think, each panelist an opportunity. Like I said, I'll forgo, my conclusion. It's already been done, or my summary. We'll have each of the panelists just maybe speak a little bit to that power of community investment, and what would be, that call to action to the folks that are here. How can they lean in and support your individual work?
I'll keep it simple. We are open for collaboration with our business partners. That is the one way we're going to be able to design those relevant programs I talked about. So if you want to learn more about it, please reach out to me, reach out to anyone in our district, but come through me if you'd like, so that we can build those pathways and build that prosperity together. So collaboration, and we're here. Please come, and we'll welcome you with open arms.
So we stand ready to work with the business community. We have a history of that. And I did want to point out that of the T3 scholars that we currently have, 1 in 3 are in our career and technical programs. And that is a collaborative effort with, yes, the public schools, but also with business and industry. And we were always looking for apprenticeship opportunities for our students. That is a good way for people in the business community to see the work ethic and the skills that our students bring to the table even before you hire them. And so I hope that the business community continues to support our programs through our advisory committees, meeting with our students, and offering apprenticeships.
I would concur. We too at Tarleton State, many of you know we have a very fast growing campus, not just in population, but we're investing significant money, the Texas A&M system, in our Chisholm Trail campus, along with what the Texas A&M system is doing with their downtown initiative, which Tarleton will be one of the anchor tenants there as well. So we want to provide those internships, externship opportunities. We want to ensure that we're producing degrees that align with the workforce needs. And so that's critically important. We're making a significant investment into the health sciences, in particular nursing, PA, PT, OT, CRNA, et cetera, along with educators. We know that our Fort Worth ISD partners need more teachers. They need highly qualified teachers. They need teachers that come from diverse backgrounds. And quite frankly, they need teachers that we produce. And so we are working very closely with them. We want to work very closely with our business community. So if you would let any of us know at Tarleton State how we can meet your needs, we will do that. And the Texas A&M system on top of Tarleton State University is Fort Worth is where we plan on growing, not just in terms of enrollment, but strategic investment. So we're very pleased to be here and very pleased to be part of this partnership.
Thank you. And when we talk about business engagement and investment, we share space with the Fort Worth Chamber. And the Fort Worth Chamber has a very strong partnership with Fort Worth ISD, and they're pushing down even into 8th grade. So creating those opportunities, they have to select their endorsement in 8th grade. So we're all coming together to truly lean in to support the students. And so finally, on your tables, you will see the Lens magazine. And we want to thank Shannon Bryant from TCC for putting together this communication. And if you turn to page 43, you'll be able to see how you can continue to engage and truly support students on that pathway. The power of caring adults and individuals in the community to create those meaningful connections through mentorship and opportunities for apprenticeships and internships are really important. And so we'd love to have you connect with us so we can continue on that. Yeah. All right, I think Oh, okay, so it looks like we have time for a couple of questions. If you have any, does anyone have any questions for the panelists?
That is, and that's our commitment. So the question was, with the Pathway Partnership, and that's what it's called, the Pathway Program between TCC and Tarleton State, they have to earn X number of hours at the community college, and we prefer those students to have that associate's degree, seamlessly transfer to Tarleton and finish their baccalaureate degree, and then we hope that they will matriculate into one of our master's and doctoral degrees. For example, we knew that criminal justice, there was a huge need for a PhD in CJ. We're the first and only institution that offers that in the Metroplex, and that was through alignment with TCC and with the city of Fort Worth and helping meet some of those needs. So yes, that still holds true today. We do not offer the gen ed courses there. We want those students to come from our partner and then seamlessly transfer. It's really important.
So I'm a business owner, and we are desperate for young people to bring in, to train, to certify. So how do we, practically, literally, how do we get started with you guys to develop those internships and partnerships? Because we're desperate. Lots of us are the same way.
Thank you for asking that question. If you create a company profile, and we have a link to do that, and ask just a couple of questions, it takes about 10 minutes. We just need to know what are the requirements? You know, are they certifications? Do you hire right out of high school? It'll take about 10 minutes to complete that, and then we can begin working with our ISDs to see what students are coming out and how can we begin doing those soft matches. So we can provide that connection link for you as well, and for anyone who would like it. Yeah. Thank you. Do we have time for one more? We got one more question. Okay.
Fantastic. Look,
okay.
I'm a preacher. I got a place. My schools have been rated me. This is a big deal.
Yes.
A big deal.
Yes.
That we are not celebrating enough in our media, in our business community, in our community at large.
Yep.
Let's change it.
Absolutely. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah,